Hello everyone, welcome back to RCH Builders. So back down here again, of course. It's actually been about 3 weeks since I came down last time. Well, on video. One reason being is 1 week it rained. It was raining all week long, and so couldn't really do anything in here anyway with it raining that as hard as it was, especially. And then the week after that, I was not feeling very well. So I did actually come down here, but I could hardly talk, so, or anything. So I wasn't feeling good. I did this pier and I did this pier here, but did not video any of that for that reason. We've still got that one to finish, one here, and then we've got this one that'll go right here, which is another tall one that I'm gonna do it like this T-style pier here. So I'll try to get that one on camera so you can at least see one of the ones going in with the T-style. But other than that, first thing I'm planning on doing today, hopefully, is coming over here and getting the transit out and all that, and setting up and going ahead and jacking up and setting this one down here on top of this pier and that one on that middle pier. That's the only one that's missing. So definitely wanting to get that in before, because of there's a lot of weight, especially right there. So, and then also I did bring a 2x8 for the drop beam, the second drop beam that I put in, pressure treated to finish it out. So of course on this back side I wasn't able to put it in, but I've got that 2x8. So I'm going to also, while I have the transit out, try to set it down on top of all of those piers that are in, which will also allow me to take the jack stand out of the very last slide so that I can actually build that pier. That's part of why I haven't done that pier as well, because the jack stand is actually right in the way. So anyways, I'm going to get set up, figure a spot for the camera so where hopefully y'all can see, and then go ahead and get jacked up for on this back side, and then we'll be completely finished with the back, and then do it with the front side. I'm calling them the front and the back. They're technically the sides, but as far as coming through the crawl space, that's the way they are, so I'm just referring to them that way. Alright, so that's that side leveled. And I'm not sure if you remember or not, but from the video where I jacked this up to begin with, remember this wasn't touching after I jacked up the other, that one. Now you see it's touching, and it's like, because all the other end is picked up, which allows this to drop back down pressure wise. So it's much better now. Also, when there's more weight on it, even it'll set down a little more. So that's why I jacked everything up, and it's all about a 16th to an 8 high technically. But once we're done with weight and settling and everything, it should be very, very close to level. Now, I'm going to start with all this. Probably going to start down there, I guess, and work my way this way. I think that's going to be the best bet. The reason is because that all is already existing and then when I get up here to this pier, that's when I'll have to add the one on the back side, and hopefully I can get the rest of it jacked up. Also, that over there is what will relieve pressure from that other beam, hopefully. So we'll just see how far we get with this. Get reset up and go forward.
much, too much. This, and we'll see how that does. All right, that's good right there. So that big popping sound that you heard was actually that old beam that has been bowed popping up from pressure being relieved. It's actually only touching right there now. Everywhere else, there's a gap between the brick and it. Like I said, right there's the only spot that's touching. When I jack this up and that in place, it probably won't even touch. All right, now we got to add that other piece on the back side of that. And then we can get that in place. All right, so now we've got that in, leveled out. That essentially is two beams completely done. Again, the only thing I need to do is one pier on the very end of that. And then it'll be completely done. But as far as being leveled out across there, it's pretty good. And this middle beam, I'm thinking that I might be just before stuff settles out, because it can always settle while weight's up above it. But you see, like I said, it's not touching here. It is touching there, but it's just setting on it, because up above it's not touching there either. You see that gap in between there. Nothing is touching. This beam is just floating here. It's not connected, not sitting down there either. And then this other one that goes to the other side of the chimney is pretty much the same thing. It is, you see there's a little gap there. It's not touching. You can just move that nice and easy. Pull it right out. And then there is a small gap up here. And I mean, it looks like it's touching there, but I mean, not any major pressure. Either way, if so, that's the only spot where there is pressure. So what I think I'm going to do is, before this settles, this middle settles down, I'm going to go ahead and put in this beam. We'll still have to jack it up and get it actually level, but I want to at least set it in place, get it screwed in place to before what's above it settles down. And then that way it'll be a lot easier. I can build the piers underneath it, just like I did the other ones. And where the chimneys are and the existing ones, I can go ahead and level it at those locations. And then basically this middle beam will be almost done as well. So we'll be almost 100% complete with the leveling on these beams at that point. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and eat lunch real quick. And then I'm going to work on tearing these out and putting the other one in. I've videoed both of the others going in. This right here is going to take some time to get the old beams out because they're triples nailed together. So I'm probably going to put it on hyperlapse and just go with that. It shouldn't be too difficult to put in here. I shouldn't need straps or nothing because I actually have piers to set it on. But anyways, yeah, we'll get started on that in just a moment. Alright, so I guess that's going to be it for this one here. I need to get a at least a 14-foot 2x8 to finish the back side of it. But, I mean, the hard part of it is already done at least, which is all that over there. Definitely will be wanting to put another layer of brick basically on top of this. And same thing with the other chimney. I'm basically just going to add another one more layer on top, and then from there I'll do the shimming up from there. It looks like this pier right here definitely needs at least 2, possibly 3 more runs. That pier right here and this one right here are both supposed to be just eliminated. So, with that being the case, as far as that being all I can do with that, I guess that's probably where I'm going to end this video and pick up the next time. Next video probably be brickwork. Maybe I'll be setting the beam, finishing that beam over there. So we'll see. But definitely getting much closer. Once the last couple piers are done, which technically is only 2 now, 2 full ones and then a couple, like say, partials, which is basically like just 1 or 2 layers, which that's not going to take any time at all. And one of the piers is short, not super short, but short compared to the last few I'd done. And then the last one is going to be the tallest of them all. So once that's done and this final beam is leveled, from there we should be moving on to floor joists, putting in these floor joists back in, the subfloor. I'm probably going to just replace the subfloor even on the other part where I haven't torn it out yet, just so I can open it up and let it breathe and remove some of the mold from the roof leak. And then on the actual joists themselves, I'll be able to clean them and treat them to kill any mold that's there. And once the roof stops leaking, there'll be nothing to feed it. That should be pretty good. Like I said, we'll be moving forward at least finally, as long as I can come up with the material to do it. But for this video, that's going to be it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll see you the next time.